Hey everyone, just briefly before this video starts and the greetings is had, I'm afraid to say that during the first 5 or 6 minutes of this video, my microphone is a little bit distorted. Sadly, a lot of the settings were reset after reinstalling the software from having a few problems over Christmas with the microphone, and I forgot the levels had also reset with it. So because of this, it was a little bit distorted, it was a bit too sensitive, and my voice crackles from time to time. It's a little bit annoying, so I do apologise, but after the 5-minute mark, I do realise something is wrong when I'm looking at my audio levels, and I do fix it before the first battle. So I can only apologise for that, and enjoy the winter-themed carnage in January. Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to some last-minute preparations before the enemy Christmas horrors finally attack us. So in today's episode, we are hopefully going to be able to weather the storm of the enemies, and then make one more attack against them. I will be trying my best to create a Christmas sleigh in order to carry around our little Santa of Skarbrand. Now, the reason why I just got so threw off is because, of course, we are currently in a combat, which is just my satellite, which has already been killed, becoming under attack again. In battle, that should kill it once more. Is it actually going towards me now? I don't know. Hopefully it is. Either way, let's respawn in everything and explain how we're going to hopefully defend our fortress. So, as you can see, we have 2 new additions. These have been very hastily created, and so they are absolutely hideous. My plan is eventually to have 4 of these circling our fortress in a more attractive manner, and paint them all up like little Christmas baubles, which you would find on a Christmas tree, still fitting with the Christmas theme. For now, they are solid grey metal with ammunition inside and flare frag missiles, because the flares make everything more Christmassy. I've also went ahead and added a load of munition munition detectors to the vehicle, in addition to loads of shields on the Skarbrand Santa. This way we can deflect shells which are coming at Skarbrand, and I can now go ahead and set up a flare system, but not only a flare system which also uses the radar buoys. The reason being, let's just go over here so I can show you a missile. The reason being, if we go over to the... there we are, this actually distracts radar-based missiles with the active radar seeker element, which it seems like a lot of the enemies are currently using. So this way, we can have flares, we can have these, we can have everything, so we are defending against pretty much all enemies other than lasers. I don't think I'm going to have quite enough time to protect against lasers. Once again, this is blockaded, this is clearly not meant to happen, this is a corpse. Actually, no, it's not. So by giving up, it doesn't cause this to be a corpse. Well, that's just a little bit cheaty in my eyes. Allow the enemies to start heading towards us. And now I need to make sure that these are actually the same distance away on each side. So this side on the left is 29. Okay, I see the problem here. It looked a little bit off and it was annoying me. There we go, that's better. Now, these actually came from a design I ended up scrapping, which I started building in this mode, then went to the sandbox mode and then came back, which was going to be an angel with these flying around them, but I simply don't have enough time to get that to work. I may show that off in a future episode anyway, so regardless, I'll be right back with some last-minute defense changes, perhaps building a turret floating in the water, I'm not too sure. Either way though, we need to survive this, so back in a second. I've only just now found out that this actually has 2 different pronunciations if you're going with the US version or the non-US version. I was never aware of that. Missile radar buoy and missile radar buoy. That's bizarre, and has kind of messed up my mind for a second there. I am easily shocked, apparently. Okay, it seems like our defense against the enemy missiles is indeed working correctly. Absolutely fantastic. Except for that one. There's always one, isn't there, that messes up, so why did that happen? Clearly, for whatever reason, that wasn't sent along, or I've accidentally done that. It could have been simply the corner there, or the corner here, clipping on the missile. Try again. Okay, yeah, clearly that was the case. The missile system is now working to defend against the enemy missile systems. The shields are definitely working and have the control block controls. This needs to be a bit more protected, but sadly the enemy is right next to us. So let's just do any last minute things I can before the fight gets started, which is honestly very few things. At long last, an attack from the enemy Christmas group. It also turns out that my microphone has been messing up almost the entire recording, so I've probably put a message at the very start of the video, and then I've also probably lost a lot of footage as well. Yay for using it at a really sensitive setting because it reset because of taking it home for Christmas. Yay for that. Anyway, into the fight with all of that annoyance out of the way. We have the Snowman toboggan, we have the North Star, we have the Stockmas, and we have the Guardian Angel. The only one I know of there definitely is the North Star. That is the star which has missiles in the middle and is completely covered in shields. Although, to be honest, almost every enemy we've encountered so far has had shielding, and as such, I have had to swap the Zip's shell type back to Fragment. It is very, very sad indeed. I wanted to use other shell types, but right now, with the lower gauge weaponry, it's just the only advanced cannon I can use which will counter shields. Otherwise, I'll just go back to using missiles. I will try and work on a small cram cannon flyer in the future, but probably not in this campaign, as that's the other way to easily counter shields if you're not going for massive gauge. I've also changed the weaponry of the Zip, so it's now using 18mm shells, the smallest possible, being fired at 1,300 rounds per minute per cannon, and of course, it has two of them. Now, to be a bit of a sneaky person, I've decided to put our lovely Scar brand Santa all the way at the front. The reason being is that it will be able to shoot instantly, and then will be flung back to the base as soon as the battle starts. And then, of course, if anything's firing at it, as long as they themselves don't have lasers or particle cannons, they probably won't be able to hit it, as it just shoots back towards the base. At least, that's the idea. That was the terrible explanation. So, into the battle to see what we have against us. Here we are then, seeing the enemies up close. We have the Guardian Angel with a lot of missiles. We have the Snowman Toboggan with a advanced cannon nose. We have the North Star, and we have the Stocking. So, I think the Santa Scar brand already fired, but sadly, it hit a really bad area. It's cut through the side here of the wing, it's cut through all of this, going all the way through and through that, but not hitting anything vital. So, going through the armor, but hitting nothing. Well done. Continue onwards. Okay, the enemy missiles are not being distracted by flares, they are definitely using... Ooh, maybe we did do something. Did we take out a thruster or something? That's going straight down. There's that little flyer trying to shoot. Apparently I didn't set up the firing restrictions well enough, and it's firing way too early with the shells not being in range. Look at how small these shells are, but look how big the tracer is. Very happy that on our flares on the base, we are using the radar sonars. Not the radar sonars. The radar... I actually don't know what it's called. The little radar distracty things. The festive cannon is hitting away. Sadly, that shot from the Santa did pretty much nothing. Missiles incoming against the flyer. Hopefully we'll deal well with it. The enemy missiles are definitely radar. They are being distracted by the flares, or at least the flare system, which happens to have the... Oh, the radar boy. That's what it is. Okay, the shells are about to hit from this. Let's see how well they do. No, don't move now. Oh, you're aiming at that. That was not bad. That was not bad at all, cutting out the outer armor very easily there. Maybe there's hope for you yet, little flyer, although I do think a helicopter would be better. Come on, Scarbrand, do something. There, oh, there we go, yes! Although it's hard to see, the shot just went straight through the enemy and caused an internal explosion. Though I do think we need to make it more accurate. Incoming the smaller shells from the flyer again. And it's a bit too late, the enemy's already dead. Battle finished. Apparently, the angel which sunk at the very start is now over with. So, oh, did I swap this to... Oh, we lost our ammo storage right at the end. So what I was about to say was, did I swap this to EMP and forget? No, it's piercing. Then how did I do so much EMP damage? 48,000! That was bizarre. Yeah, need to change these settings though, that was not good enough at all. Though honestly, maybe we also just need more power, and it was hard to see what was going on. The last shot did quite a bit, but it was surprisingly, the flak weaponry from our confetti cannon, the cram cannons, and of course the missiles, which did almost all of the work. But yeah, the cram cannons did pretty well as well. What I would like to see, though, is just how effective those small shells actually are. So, although I do want to change that flyer, perhaps, I don't know, making it more stable, perhaps making its cannon on a turret, which I don't really want to do, but I need to change something. It even flies lower now to be able to shoot more often. And we do, thankfully, have enough that we can very, very easily go ahead and make another flyer straight away to help us defend ourselves later. After I've done some repair work, of course. Oh dear lord, there are a lot of enemies against us. We have the Santa's Slaying Team, which is a large but cheap opponent. We have a Guardian Angel. We have the Lego Brick XL. We have the Small Present, also that looks massive. We also have the Heavy Weapon Snowman. We have the Small Present, the Lego Brick XL, and the Santa's Sleigh. I have a feeling like we might lose this. And if we do, well, Christmas may be over. Christmas may be ruined. This is a lot of enemies to be thrown at us at once. Either way, begin. Let's see how it goes. Once again, of course, I have put the Santa far ahead, and it's fired. And let's see, did that do any actual damage? Yes, it did. I have changed some of them over to impact. Also, that looks awesome. Can I just say, that looks absolutely awesome. Little minigun thing going on there. Well, no, you know what I mean. Also, we have the XL. I'm assuming that's the Lego brick. Can you tell why? There's the Slaying Team, I think. Okay, yeah. Small Presents. Okay, maybe it's not going to be that. No, there's a Santa Slaying Team. What's that one then? No, that is... Oh, yeah. Okay. Santa Slaying Team. The one at the back is the Santa's Sleigh. Are we even facing the right way? It almost looks... Okay, yes, we are. Okay. For a second there, mini heart attack. I thought I'd accidentally reversed where my fortress was, and I thought we were about to be attacked from the back for the start of the fight. Oh, Lord. That snowman looks terrifying. Oh, they're fragment shells! Our shields are worthless, our shields are utterly worthless versus that attack. Our flyer there being torn to shreds by everything, didn't get a chance. One of the enemies is at least dead. The Slaying Team is under attack by the missiles. The flak shells are going for the Lego brick, which I wish would just fragment now. I know, I'll be nice and fair and swap out fragment for once. Oh look, the enemy are now using fragment. Oh lord. Santa, I believe in you. A little bit speechless here. Santa's fallen off his perch. He's too drunk. What was that line then? What is that? That's causing... Okay, pausing the game now. Did anyone else see that line then? That caused so much lag. It looked like it was coming off the Lego brick, though I can't really be certain. Okay, one of the Lego bricks is dead at least. The Santa sleigh seems to be stuck as well. Oh, unless we could... Okay, here's the thing. We need to jump onto the Santa turret right now. Because it's not attached, which means... Okay, fine, I'll jump from here. Because it's not attached, it means that we can add repair tentacles, and that will work on the main base. Hi Santa, how you doing, Scarbrand? Everything good? Good. Would you like some repair tentacles? No, because I've run out of resource. Well, poop. Come on, missile pods! I believe in you now. The sleigh is acting as a bit of a guard. Oh. What has happened there again? Oh, that's Santa firing. Okay. That's fine. Oh, Santa's dying, I think. Missile pad taking a nasty hit. The enemy sleigh is there. Scarbrand, are you still getting energy? It's hard to tell. Yes, you are. Ow! Massive explosion there. Do some repair work! I don't think you even have repair bots. That's a problem. All good. Santa's fine. No longer in range to heal. Santa's not fine. I may still win this. The enemy sleigh is stuck. Although we've lost our Santa turret, our missiles are doing damage over time. The enemy is hitting its sleigh. Again, what was that? Is it a advanced cannon? I saw fragments. I feel a bit cheaty now adding all the repair tentacles and such, because that didn't really help anyway. Kinda wish I didn't do that, because I feel like I might just win. Depends if we can keep this alive, which should be okay. It should be able to be healed by the main base. This one's still... Is that still firing? You should be still firing. Yes, you are. Good. Okay, yeah, the only enemies left now are the Guardian Angel, and that's pretty much it.
Receiving.
I think we have actually won this. There goes Scarbrand. Will I get the resource for that? Yes, I will. Wonderful. So now I've got loads of resource to play with. Turns out the Santa Scarbrand really not worth the cost. Also, really difficult to jump onto things when you can't actually select them. A tiny bit in the future, the last enemy, very, very annoyingly, seems to be stuck underwater, so I have to swap some of these out for torpedoes. The enemy Santa sleigh actually died by itself. I have no idea how. I was trying to get back to the base when it happened, so no clue there. These seem better than Santa. Just floating weapons, easy to repair. So much heavy armor went into the Santa Scarbrand, and apparently it wasn't worth it. Okay, oh, I need ballast tanks. I need ballast tanks on the torpedoes, otherwise I won't be able to get low enough, which of course is a bad thing. There we are, and yes, we really don't need the flare right now. Just swapping ammo out, there we are, all good. Wow, it's right down... What keeps on happening to this Guardian Angel? Happened last time as well. I'm gonna go try and capture it. Why not? We're just waiting now. Oh, I really wish I didn't add the repair tentacles to the Scarbrand. That's normally my only rule. Don't build during a battle. I don't mind swapping out ammo type, because that seems like something a general would be able to do. But, no, I shouldn't have added those repair tentacles. Thankfully, it didn't make a difference anyway. Scarbrand died and only healed the base like 2 seconds before the resources ran out. Just float down slowly to the Angel, unless the torpedoes kill it first. Finally reaching the Angel. That took absolutely forever. So if I recall correctly, the enemy AI is basically in the center. Somewhere near there, in fact. So thank you for that. So let's open it up and let's find the AI and claim it for our own. Well, that didn't work out for the best. I went inside, and then the internals detonated. It took like a good minute and a half to even get inside because of how many layers of armor the enemy had. Oh, on the upside, this turret's now back up. So what have we learnt today? We have learnt the enemy are actually particularly hard in this campaign. I'd say one of the hardest campaigns in terms of design difficulty, which is bizarre considering they're themed. But some of those enemies were really nasty. The minigun, or the whatever gun it was, that the one Snowman had, was firing rapid-fire, high-gauge fragment shells, which is actually technically more powerful than the Bloodletter in very short bursts. That is really terrifying. And then all the other enemies seem to be just laden with armor, or are using fragment shells or proper fragment missiles with the radar seekers. I've got a lot of respect for the enemies in this campaign. Clearly they were built over a long period of time. So with that knowledge now in tow, we need to get to work, and we need to go back to trying hard. So I'm afraid, although I do love these shells, they are going to be traded back into at least fragment shells, because the flak is just not powerful enough. It was there because I was expecting the enemies to be quite weak, at least from what my friends have told me. Clearly that wasn't the case. So you're going back to being fragments. I will still keep the tracers, because I still want them to be confetti cannons, but even so, I also need then to work on some more defenses before the enemy come back. The shields are almost pointless. I haven't seen a single thing so far which shields will help against. Well, slightly help against a few things, but almost nothing really. The flyer we have, the zip, is just not good enough. Once again, I expected the enemy to be quite weak, so I didn't really mind building something so small. The Santa Scar brand isn't good enough. I don't know. I thought, again, because the enemy is going to be weak, having just a single particle cannon might be good enough, but it just wasn't impactful enough. So you there, little zip, you can go away. We have no need for you anymore. I need to do a lot of work. So, thank you for watching. I am going to call the episode here. I'm going to pause the game for a bit, do a little bit of thinking, and then work on our base and make it a lot more fortified, a lot better at fighting off the enemy. Because right now, we're kind of heading towards annihilation. So if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you would like to see continued in the future. In the next episode, some serious work will be done, and our base will be made a lot better. A lot of weaknesses were shown, for instance, not enough ammo, the Scar brand not being able to test it was the biggest problem, so the first fight and the second fight being so difficult, it was insanity. Normally, in normal designs, you get to test it out a few times before a proper battle. I didn't get that luxury and it messed up. I'm going to stop now because I'm going to keep on waffling because I'm kind of hyped up. I will be recording the next episode straight afterwards, so expect less of a delay. Thank you again for watching, goodbye, and have a happy after New Year's. Have a happy January. Goodbye.